Grüß dich, Marco.
Sound message.
Welcome, everyone.
Oh, hallo.
Wie geht's,
Hallo.
Marco?
Mir geht's gut, danke. Und selber?
Ganz gut.
Prima.
Elder
Bist du,
Holyoke.
bist du im Kinderzimmer?
Ja. Wir mieten ein Kondo für 2 Monate und deshalb bin ich in diesem Zimmer.
Korndorf?
Kondo, ja. Apartment.
Oh, okay.
In St. George, Utah.
Mhm.
Elder Holyoke, where are you at?
Frankfurt, Germany.
Wonderful. Tell us what you're doing there.
I'm on a mission. Me and my wife on a mission. We work in the Frankfurt mission office.
Very cool.
Been out for about 3 months, a little over 3 months.
And what's your assignment?
I'm in charge of finances, and my wife is in charge of transportation.
Sounds like you're probably very busy.
Yes. I don't think we have senior missionaries do that stuff. It seems like we had a few, but I don't think we had very many. It seemed like elders did that, didn't they?
Yeah. We did have some senior missionaries in the office when I worked there, but they didn't perform those responsibilities. Elder and Sister Horrocks was a couple that I think served in the office while we were there. Trying to think, there was another couple that was in the office. Burley's, Elder and Sister Burley. Rick, where are you driving?
We are headed to St. George, and I'm in the mountains, so I'm not so sure I'll have great coverage.
Well, look me up when you get here.
Are you in St. George?
Just got here on Monday. We're here for 2 months.
2 months, wow, sir.
Yeah.
Working remote?
Yes, sir. That's why I'm in the bunk bedroom.
The bunk bedroom. We're headed to some place that has a lagoon. I don't know, some Airbnb with a bunch of our kids. And I don't think it's actually St. George. I think it's on the outskirts.
Okay.
Eric,
Yeah.
Eric, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Sister Lake.
I don't know what to do. It asks for a password.
You're in.
Okay, so what do I do with this other square here? Just
I'm not sure. I hear your voice, but I don't see your face. We're seeing the artwork on the wall.
oh, wait a minute. Oh my heavens, it's asking me for my age. And all
No,
kinds of stuff.
don't give them that.
I won't. Okay, just a minute. Let's see if I can do this better. Okay, I still get this thing asking for my email and my password. Wait a minute.
You're in, so I don't think you need to do anything with that.
I'm doing it with Google. Sign up, says.
Yeah, no, you don't need to do that.
Okay.
But your camera is pointing at the wall. We don't get to see your beautiful face.
Oh, that's a great loss. Just a minute.
Yes, it is.
There we go. Now we're seeing you.
Well, I can't see you is the problem. I can see you, Eric, but I can't see anybody else. And
Hey,
oh,
Ramona.
there's Ramona. I saw her.
Hello. Sorry, I'm driving.
Yeah, Rick and Lori are too, so we'll take you anywhere we can get you.
I hadn't been to the temple since I went in June in Rome. So I decided to go.
That's a pretty wonderful temple experience, though, to be able to go in Rome.
Yes, that was. And I just went with my older daughter, Danica. My husband and my younger daughter didn't go. And it was quite an experience getting there to start with.
Oh, so
The instructions. So we got on this train that we had walked to, and then it said that to get off at this certain stop, and that there would be, and then we would take this bus, and it gave the number of the bus. Well, that number didn't ever show up, and so we started walking, and because we couldn't get a hold of, I think we were using Uber, and we couldn't get an Uber. So we walked about a mile, and then we're able to get an Uber after that. So, and it was a really hot day, but it was worth it. It was really fun. It was beautiful, beautiful temple.
Now I can see all of you in little tiny pictures, but I don't know how to get you on the full screen, but this will have to do. Anyway.
thank you
Good to
for
see
being
all of
here.
you.
Yeah.
I met Mark Fröhlich in the temple the other day. I was in the celestial room and he came up to me, and I had been on the same session with me, and I had a little visit with him. He seems to be doing okay. I think he's mostly living here now. He says I don't know, he will be going back to Asia periodically, but not like he did before.
Yeah, I had heard somewhere that he said he didn't think that it would work to be there as much as when Kim was there, because she managed so much for him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So
Mark Nepper just messaged in WhatsApp saying that he'll try to join a little bit later if he can. He's in a meeting.
oh, okay.
Looks like Aaron's in a meeting too. He's multitasking. Oh no.
What is metaphrase, Aaron?
Oh, yeah. That's my company. I'll change that. Sorry.
Is that the name of a company?
That's the name of my company, yes.
Oh, is it? Okay.
He does translation.
Oh, okay. All right.
I still get to use my German every day.
Isn't that
Wow.
great? It's wonderful.
It is.
Only German, Aaron?
Well, I only do German, but the company does a bunch of other languages.
Gotcha.
Sister Lake, did you hear that Elder Holyoke is in Frankfurt?
No. Are you there for a visit, or are you living there?
I'm on a mission with my wife
Oh, are
We
you?
just-
Oh,
months ago.
I didn't know that. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
didn't
cool.
know that either.
I think my phone is ringing. I gotta go see who it is. Oh, it's spam. I won't be answering that.
They call me too.
And yeah, that works.
Put it in the drawer so you don't have to hear it.
Sister Lake, how have you gotten addresses for the individuals that you have those letters for?
Oh, I still have many of those. Oh. Hold on.
I know, and David's helping you with that, is that right?
What's that?
Is David's helping you with that?
Well, yes, he has done something, and Teresa's also put it out on Facebook, and she's gotten 4 addresses for me. But I've just added them to that list that you have online. But I still have many of those letters, and I honestly don't know what to do with them. If I thought there was hope of ever finding the addresses, I would keep them, but I don't know. What do you think?
Well, if you want to get them out of your hair, I'm sure I could take them, or one of us could take them and try to track them down on your behalf.
Oh, that would be great if you'd like to do that.
Ramona looks like she'd really like to do that.
Is he speaking out of turn, Ramona?
No, how about if I do it and then I can share the labor with others?
Yeah, I think you're the only one. No, that's not true. I was going to say you're the only one that has the list, but that's not true. Is that you put the list out, didn't you?
Yeah, everybody should have access to the list.
To the list, yeah.
Mhm.
I can help.
Well, I've had responses from half a dozen thanking me for sending me their letters, and so I think they're appreciated in part. So
They are.
I would like to find them, but if you want to take it on, Eric, that's fine with me.
Yeah, if you're worried about them getting lost, or if you want to get them out of the way, I could do that.
Okay. All right.
Now I'm in St. George for a couple of months, so I may not be able to get to you until November.
What are you doing there for 2 months?
My wife is doing a clinical rotation at the regional hospital as part of her nurse practitioner training.
And are you working online?
Yeah, I'm working remotely. I have a couple in-person meetings that I'll have to go back to in Salt Lake, but otherwise I'm working remotely.
I just got back from St. George Monday night. Were you there when the downpour came?
No, I think we just missed it. Rick and the farmers are headed that way right now. That canyon they're driving through is headed to St. George. So
Well, it just absolutely poured rain. 2 or 3
That must have been on Monday.
Well, it was actually we got there on Friday, and it was Friday night, and it was Saturday night,
Oh, okay.
and it wasn't raining when we went to church on Sunday. I think the rest of the day on Sunday was quite nice, but maybe it rained after we left Monday. We left Monday about 4 o'clock, so it was quite a downpour. Anyway, they said they had over 3 inches in those 3 days. So
Actually, I was thinking of Saturday. I misspoke.
yeah, we went to a concert over in Ivans on Saturday night. It was oh, right, what shall I say? Okay, it was the Carpenters music, but it was a redo of their music. And it was supposed to be outdoors, but they moved it indoors. And as we came out about 9 o'clock, it was starting to rain quite hard. So yeah. But we went to a botanical garden on Saturday down there, and I've never been there before. It's up by oh, what's the name of the place?
Tuacahn?
No. Starts with an E. Anyway,
Oh,
I just never knew there were so many desert plants, so many different desert plants, and they're all very, very well marked. And it's just a very interesting place to visit if you have time.
Elder Holyoke, I'm curious about the missionary work in Frankfurt. Can you speak to that? How many missionaries are there, and what's your experience been like on this mission?
Oh, it's been really cool. Right now we're probably about 155 young missionaries. Probably about 30 or 40 senior missionaries.
Oh, gosh, that's great.
And I think we have seems like the mission president was saying the other day that we have 7 different languages that we're teaching in.
Oh,
We have we just recently received the Bulgarian, a lot of the Bulgarian missionaries moved to Frankfurt, and they're still teaching people in Turkey, and they're doing all of their contacting and teaching online. And they're really successful in their efforts to do it that way. I noticed that they, I don't know, they seem to be really successful just in general in Germany as far as teaching goes. It seems like I get the impression, didn't we have generally more missionaries than 150 junior missionaries or young missionaries when we were out?
no, I think that was about the top number.
Okay. Yeah, but they seem to be really successful. Although it seems like, if I were to just guess, I would say maybe a third of them are Germans and a lot of them are from other countries. It seems like Frankfurt is kind of a mecca for all kinds of nationalities and stuff like that. And we seem to have a lot of success with the other nationalities and teaching them.
That sounds wonderful. Are you having any success with the German people?
Yeah, we have success with the German people too, but like I say, it's probably about a third of the people. So I would guess a third of the people that are baptized are probably Germans, and probably 2/3 are from other countries
Well, that's
or
good.
nationalities. Like in the Frankfurt, they have like a stake center here. I think we have like the area offices also in Frankfurt, so they
Yes.
cover all of Europe.
Yeah.
And the stake center here, they have like a German ward, and then they also have an international ward that meets on Sunday. And they have pretty good success. We actually don't go to the Frankfurt ward. We go to Offenbach, which is probably about 20 minutes away. And there's like a little branch there, and we go there to kind of support them because they're kind of small. But I guess the mission boundaries have changed a lot since I was on my mission here.
Do you have any service missionaries?
I know there's service missionaries here, but they don't show up on any the rosters or anything that I have. Like today we had zone conference in Friedrichsdorf, where the temple is, and there was 2 service missionaries there, but I'd never seen them before. But yeah, so we do have some service missionaries, but I couldn't tell you how many or anything like that.
They don't come to do they come to your zone conferences?
That's the first I've seen. I've been to like 3 different zone conferences. Or sets of zone conferences, because I go to multiple zone conferences, depending on the zone. So I'll go to like a few of the zone conferences when they do a zone conference. But I've been here for 3 different groups of zone conferences. And that's the first time I've seen any of the service missionaries. Yeah.
I don't know if it's true there, but it's becoming true here. They've done some test cases and different missions in the States, but I think they've now come to the conclusion that the service missionaries will be included with regular missionaries in district meetings and zone meetings, and work, as closely as possible with the proselyting missionaries.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like we're going that way, because I was talking to some people about these 2 service missionaries that were at zone conference, and they were involved with teaching appointments and stuff like that with the other regular teaching missionaries.
Our son and his wife are leaders, what they call leaders of service missionaries in the Portland area, the Portland mission. And those missionaries serve with dozens of different kinds of charity organizations around Portland, like this, oh my goodness, I'm getting old. What is it? The Army, something Army.
Salvation,
Excuse me,
Salvation Army.
Salvation Army. I serve at the museum in Salt Lake, and we've had a service missionary there serving with us, a young woman. I went to the temple with my son in Oregon, and one of the service missionaries was at the clothing counter helping there. So they do all kinds of different things. This one that has been working with us works at the Primary Children's Hospital, helping with the patients there. She also works with an assisted living place where she works with the people who live there. So they do all kinds of different things. They're very, very valuable, very useful, and just, in times past, there's kind of been a stigma about service missionaries, but I think we're getting past that, and that's good.
Yeah.
On that note, it seems like in our old stake down in Fruitland, Idaho, Ontario, Oregon stake, there's been quite a few missionaries called that were called to service missions that I would have otherwise thought would have been called to more of a traditional mission. So it looks like they maybe are calling more to that as well.
Well, and many of them come from regular proselyting missions, but they come home early for one reason or another. And then they go into a service mission, or they may be called directly into a service mission. But they all have issues of one kind or another. But serving like this is a great help for them, and a wonderful thing for them to do for other people. Ramona's.
Hey, so I just jumped on the call late, but want to say hi to everyone. I haven't been on for a while, so hope everyone's doing good.
Hello, it's nice to see you.
You too.
Fine.
Thanks for the letter you sent, by the way, Sister Lake. That was really interesting to get that after so many years.
I'm glad you got it. I don't know, they've just been hiding in my basement among a lot of other things that I've been trying to go through. So I'm glad I found them, and I'm glad you got it.
Yeah, actually, I talked to someone else whose parents were mission presidents too, and he just died, and so she was going through his things and found a similar box. So you weren't the only ones to have something left over from the missionaries from your mission.
Yeah.
So I told her she should do the same. She should do the same thing and get them out to everybody.
As I was telling the rest of them, I still have many of them, but I don't have addresses for. So Eric's going to take it over and help a little bit with that.
Nephi, where are you living?
So I'm in Wisconsin. Been here for a couple of years now after coming home from Switzerland, and probably be here for a little bit longer. My wife's doing real estate here, so that kind of ties us here a little bit, although my kids are all graduated now and left. So who knows? Could be somewhere else in a year. We tend to move around a little bit.
What part of Wisconsin?
Milwaukee area. So do you know the CES people out here?
I don't remember who's there right now, but I probably do.
Yeah, it's Scott Wheeler is the
Oh yeah, I know
guy
Scott.
who works out here. He's in
Are
our
you teaching seminary or institute?
Yeah, he does institute, and then they have ward seminary teachers.
Or is that what you're doing?
Oh no, I'm doing strategy and corporate development. Till recently at Rockwell Automation, and now I'm in the middle of finding my next opportunity.
Cool.
Yeah, but Scott's a good guy.
Kevin, I haven't seen you for a while. What are you up to?
He needs to unmute. Can't hear him.
I think he's trying. There we go. We got you, Kevin. Kevin, I think you're unmuted now. Oh, dang.
Kevin, can you hear? Oh, I can't hear.
Yes, he
There we
can.
go. Just tell him to talk into the microphone. Because we can hear him.
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
While we're waiting for Kevin, Elder Holyoke, when did you serve? I don't recognize your name, but I am getting old too, so I just forgot.
I served in 86, 87, right? Yeah. So President Sister Burton came during my mission as the Lakes left.
Who were some of your companions? Because I don't remember you either, Elder Holyoke, and that was the same time I was there.
Elder Rudine was my trainer, Rolf Rudine.
Okay.
He's from
Yes.
Switzerland.
Uh-huh.
The Elder Smith was also my trainer, or not my trainer, but my companion in Freiburg.
Craig Smith or William Smith?
It was Frank Smith. He was like a little bit older than most missionaries. Seemed like he was 25 or 26 at the time. He was Frank. I'm not sure he was an auto mechanic. But I'm terrible with names. I don't remember what his first name was. Yeah. Yeah. Some of the people I remember I know were probably during President Burton's tenure, and so I assume you wouldn't know them.
No, I was there at the exact same time. So I was a year with Lake and a year with Burton.
Okay. And then Lawton, Elder Lawton, he was my companion too. Elder Schroeder. Lawton.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lynn Lawton, is that his name? Yeah. Yeah. And then Elder Schroeder. His parents were German, but he is from America. And Elder Grun was also my companion.
Mhm.
He was from Germany.
I don't know, Rick. I'm like you. I don't remember any of those names actually.
Yeah,
Well,
Marco is on the call.
Marco.
Grun?
Yeah.
Ja.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Right
From
there.
Lubeck.
I thought it was just me and my old brain that couldn't remember names, but
Oh no.
you
Oh
guys,
no.
We're all in the same boat.
We all are in the same boat.
you're too young for that.
Oh, no.
I had a question for you, Eric. We just barely had a missionary go home. She finished her mission, and her name is Sister Betty Morgan Rogers, and she's from Washington, Utah. Are you related?
Probably not.
Mhm.
Probably not. I was born Eric Bolton. My stepfather, who adopted me, was named Rogers. His stepfather adopted him, but his name wasn't his stepfather wasn't Rogers either. It was Weffenstedt, and he changed his name to Rogers because he liked Will Rogers. So I don't have too many actual Rogers connections. There are a few that I'd like to claim. Did any of you meet Tom Rogers in the German and Russian department at BYU? His daughter Krista served in the Vienna mission. Anyway, there's some Rogers I wish I could claim.
Yeah. So Elder Gruen, he was like my second or third companion, I think, in Hof.
Oh, really? Sorry, but I can't remember.
I think it was like your last city, and I think he was only there for one transfer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my brain is not the best. So,
Yeah, mine.
Apparently that's the case with all of us.
but the name Holy Oak is actually I thought remember the name because it's not so usual for Germans.
Yeah, I would always tell,
Heilige
yeah,
Heilige
Heilige,
Eiche.
Yeah.
yeah.
Good
Yeah.
old Hof, the place where all missionaries wanted to go. Is that right?
It was a good city. I liked it. I was there for quite a while too. Seemed like I was there for 5 months or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, I liked it.
Have you met the Bradfords in Frankfurt?
No,
Randy and Melissa Dalton Bradford.
no. Are they in like the German or English ward or
I'm
something?
not sure which unit they go to. Randy was the coordinator at the MTC when I was there as a missionary, and his wife, Melissa Dalton, was also a teacher there. Anyway, he's a vice president for Merck I think their offices are in the Frankfurt area. They've lived overseas for the last 30 years. So I thought
Yeah,
maybe you might have crossed paths.
probably if we would go to the Frankfurt wards, but we haven't gone to the Frankfurt wards. We're going to Offenbach. They're a small branch. Seems like they only have about 30 members from Germany, and then the rest are like missionaries that go over there. So it's a pretty small branch.
Did Rick crash his car?
Looks like he's parked in the garage.
Oh.
His phone's on the seat or something through the sky, through the sunroof. There he is.
Oh,
Oh no, he's in Costco.
worried me.
Rick,
Maverick.
did you ever have any contact with Chris Roach while you were living in Idaho?
I don't think so. No, he's in Idaho,
Yes, he is in Idaho.
and the name rings a bell. I think he might have been my vintage-ish,
He's a little after.
He was a little after you, Rick.
little after. Okay.
I mean, yeah, you were
Um,
still there, but he was, well, maybe right after. But
He married
But-
Lori
He's
Bueller.
in Grangeville.
Bueller.
Oh, Grangeville, the thriving metropolis of Grangeville. Yeah, there's not much out in Grangeville, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes, they called it Strangeville.
Yeah. Interesting.
He married one of our missionaries, Lori Bueller, and she passed away. And I think he's remarried, hasn't he?
yes, yeah.
Yes, and has like 2 or 3 kids with
Uh-huh.
her.
Yes.
Elder Schmedley, Kerry Smedley's down in Boise, so I see him from time to time.
Oh, do you? Uh-huh. Yeah. Where are you exactly, Rick, now?
McCall, Idaho.
McCall. Okay.
Yep. Couple hours north of Boise.
Yes. It's a beautiful place, isn't it?
We like it, yeah. Although we're going into winter, and my wife Lori's, who's sitting right there, is not the biggest fan of winters in McCall.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I've got 3 brothers up there, so we get plenty of skiing in. But summers, though, we've got summers down pat down here, or up there, I should say.
Oh, that's good.
Nate's, what's new with you, Nate?
I'm now living in Queen Creek, Arizona. So gave up the Salt Lake Valley about 2 years ago and down here. Loving the winters. Summer's a little hot, but the winters are great.
Where is it you're living?
It's Southeast Phoenix.
South. Oh,
I
south.
didn't know which one was the plushies. There's a bunch of stuff in there.
So Nate, my kids just moved down to Phoenix. They're in Ahwatukee now. I've got one in Tempe and one in Ahwatukee. So we were just out there helping them move in. Probably be out there in Thanksgiving time as well.
Yeah.
I love that area. We lived there a couple times.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, we love it down here. It's great. I mean, it is a little warm in the summer, but hey, it's cold in the winter elsewhere, so it all balances out. But just hanging in there.
Yeah, we have a grandson who lives in Gilbert.
That's right next door to us.
And called him one day this summer when you were having those 115 days. And I said, oh my gosh, isn't it hot down there? And he said, oh, it's a little warm.
Yeah, you get used to it. Yeah, we're about 15 minutes from the Gilbert Temple.
Uh-huh.
So what took you down there?
I'm not sure. We were looking across the country trying to figure out where we wanted to have our last move supposedly before we retire, and I could have lived about 30 different states, and I'd been here several times previously with work, and just I kind of like the weather, and one day we're flipping a coin and decide this is where it's going to be.
Everybody else probably already knows this, but who do you work for? I haven't caught up with you for quite a while, so I'm curious.
Well, actually, Friday's my last day, and I'm starting a new job on Monday. But I have been with Silicon Valley Bank for the last 7 years, and then
I guess everybody's moving on from there, huh?
Pretty much, yeah. Previously, I'd been with American Express, but I'm starting Monday. What's called Early Warning Systems. It's part of Zelle.
Nice.
So,
what part of the bank are you in?
I'll be over the compliance team. I've been with risk. I've been risk my whole career, but
nice. We had a couple of VC companies with money at SVB, so we had a tough weekend a few months ago, but it worked out pretty well, I guess.
Yeah, it did. It was a harrowing experience for a few days.
I think Elder Kirschen's fixed up so he can talk to us now.
Hello. Yeah, I just thought, I don't know what happened. Obviously, me and technology, we don't do so great together. Anyway, it's good to hear everybody. I was sad. It's good to see everybody. Been wanting to join in for some time.
Good to see you.
Yeah. So there you are. Hey, you don't look much older than the last time I saw you, Aaron.
Oh, I don't. I'm like Eric and Nephi. And Rick. We just shave it off. It helps us keep the look young.
Well, yeah. Look, I don't. It's going. We're all starting to look like each other.
True.
Can't go by the color of your hair anymore.
Not you, Ramona. Not you, Ramona.
Yeah, she's the rose among the thorns.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah, when COVID was happening, I went to a drive-in theater out here in Pleasant Grove and looked up in the rearview mirror at some point. The sun was hitting just right, and I was mostly all white. I could see in my hair, and I had kind of thought that I was blonde. And so I ended up, and then I went to a friend's house after that, and they said, your hair is white. Like, okay, I guess it is.
Kevin, you live in Pleasant Grove?
Uh-huh.
What the heck? How come I didn't know that?
I never run into anybody. Well, it's just been the last few years. So aren't you in that area, American Fork or Pleasant Grove?
No, I'm in Pleasant Grove. I live at the base of Grove Creek Canyon.
Okay. So I'm
So-
just kind of down off of State Street next to Macy's and
Oh, dude, we need to get together for lunch.
absolutely. Yeah, I work in Orem. That's where I'm at right now.
Send me your email address and we'll
Okay.
let's do something. For sure.
Yeah, so I'm in Sister Lake's granddaughter's ward, it turns out.
Who's that?
Um, Bryant. Sorry, I can't think of her name all of a sudden.
Bryant? Oh, Rachel? And
Taylor. Grandchildren, sorry.
yes,
Yeah.
and he's in the bishopric.
He's in the bishop, yeah. Taylor.
Let me tell you about somebody else that's in your ward. It's her.
Who?
It's another grandson who's
Really?
basically out of the church. He's
Oh,
living,
he's living in their old place, right?
yes, with his girlfriend. And
Okay.
if you ever have any chance to see him or whatever, that would be good.
I'll go up. Would he welcome a knock on the door? Would he welcome that?
Hey, I'll go with you, Kevin, and we can be missionaries.
Woo!
Yeah,
That would be
we have a message from
Put
Grandma.
the shirt and tie on.
You know, it's interesting. I don't know how he would take that. There's another man that lives in the same condo complex right below him who's reached out to him, and I don't know his name,
Yeah.
but I don't know. He's a good young man, and so is his girlfriend that he's living with. And it's been a tradition in our family to call everybody on their birthday and sing happy birthday. And Bruce and I would do it together, and now I do it alone. And the other day, Ben, my grandson, called his mother and said, "Will Grammy call Veronica on her birthday and sing to her?" And it hadn't even occurred to me. They're not married, and but I did. And she wanted it. He wanted her to have that experience, which I thought was really quite touching. And I had a nice visit with her on the telephone. So I don't know. Wouldn't hurt to try.
I'll have to see what he looks like because I walk to my car right by his place every day. So I could maybe bump into him
Yes.
if I knew who he was. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Say, hey, when I found out that was your granddaughter, like we were they invited us over for dinner and we're eating like, oh, you went on a mission to Germany. Where? I'm like, oh, Munich, Germany,
And
the Alpine mission now. Huh?
Didn't you and your wife come to our Christmas party?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
amazing.
It was great
Yes.
to have you there.
It was so great to be there. Such a great feeling. But it was kind of a tender mercy to go over there and then have her, and then looked over in the wall, and there's President Lake on her wall, because we were just over there talking, and we didn't really know each other.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh wow.
Yeah.
I know him.
It's funny, isn't it, how things happen?
It was really neat.
Yeah.
So every time I still look, I see her down there when we're in Sunday school, and she and her husband, and I just think, wow, like what that symbolizes for me, that time and that experience. So I get really kind of choked up sometimes with that.
Yeah. Well, she has a miraculous story to tell about herself too. I won't share it with you now, but you might hear it someday. Yeah.
That would be neat. So yeah, I'll have to get a picture sometime of him so I can identify him.
Well, Rachel, I wonder if Rachel would have one. She might.
I bet she would, huh? I'll ask her.
Whose child is she, Sister Lake?
She is Susie's child.
Okay.
Do you remember Susie?
I do remember Susie. It's kind of all a blur, but yeah, I remember Susie and Missionaries.
She was with us for just 1 year, and then she came home. And
So
yeah.
probably about the same time I was there, because I was with you guys for 11 months. So yeah, I for sure would have known her.
You probably would have. Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are blurry for me too. I was thinking back then. Are there a lot of people that come to this meetup? Have you had quite a few?
Actually, this is a pretty good showing, more than most months, I think, Eric, don't you think?
Yeah, it is. This is great. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Hey, Mark's on too.
Hey. Hello.
Oh, he looks familiar.
Your turn to catch us up, Mark.
Oh gosh. Well, not much has been going on. We had a hurricane, not a hurricane, but a tropical storm last week. That was fun.
Where do you live, Mark?
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh, yes.
That's right.
Yeah. But that's I guess it has been a little while, hasn't it? Since I missed the last one, so.
So the storm down there wasn't as bad as Michael. I remember when we lived in North Carolina, we had to go out there and do with chainsaws and cut down a whole bunch of trees for everyone there in the area.
Yeah, well, that happens every once in a while. We got hit with Florence in 2018, and that was definitely
Yep, that's when I was there. Yeah,
that wasn't a good one. And you know, I mean, the only real good that comes of those things is the unity that it creates. It's just an amazing thing to see the Mormon helping hands all over the place, and it's just wonderful. But anyway,
Does that have any lasting effect as far as the church is concerned?
I've heard people bring that up on occasion. You know, non-members bring up that, you know, the especially those who've gone through a few of these things. You know, they say that they can always rely on seeing the Mormon helping hands shirts is one of the first things that you know, after the storm has passed. And you know, so that, yeah, I do think that that makes a difference.
Well, that's good.
Well, have you all heard the story of the Aaronic priesthood site in Pennsylvania?
The what?
The Aaronic priesthood restoration site?
No.
So for many years, I don't know if you've ever been there before, any of you, before it was rededicated in 15. Or yeah, it was 15, or it was done in 15. So the highway went through the middle of it, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And for years, the church had petitioned PDOT to get it changed. And they refused. They would never allow it to be changed. So the church could really take over the whole space that was the Hale property beforehand. Well, Superstorm Sandy went through Jersey, what was that, in 12, I think it was. And again, for 4 months solid, basically, we were going out every weekend and cleaning out basements, and as the Mormon helping hands, and you know, recouping those homes, trying to. And the head of the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, his brother had a home there on the shore, and I wasn't involved in it, but the Mormon Helping Hands, he cleaned out his house, and the brother was there and says, "Hey, how, you know, your place is looking good," and, you know, commenting on it. He says, "Yeah, the Mormon Helping Hands helped me, you know, get it back together." Well, he said, "Tell me more about this." Told him about it. He went back. The church again petitioned to get the highway moved, and he approved it. And now, again, it's really miraculous, and it's just if you've never been there, that's an awesome visitor center there in Pennsylvania they have now of what they've been able to construct there, and all the recreation of the homes and everything around there. So anyway, a lasting impact from, again, the Mormon Helping Hands was one aspect that way.
Something.
Great story. That's awesome.
That
Yeah.
is.
So again, you never know how our service will play out.
That's
Oh.
true.
And you, I guess, realize the Lord's playing the long game. A lot of times we want the short game, but the Lord's willing in it for the long haul.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I saw some really neat things with Hurricane Katrina. That was probably the largest effort I've ever seen. You know, because we were coming all the way from North Carolina going to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I mean, that was a haul, and we didn't necessarily come the farthest, but pretty close. But you know, just really neat experiences with the people that we helped. It was wonderful to be a part of that.
Yeah, we got to help out quite a few times, different storms. It's amazing how catastrophes can turn into blessings, and just, again, the service, and nothing quite like the camaraderie of cleaning out somebody's garbage. Unfortunately, becomes garbage. What was their treasures?
Yeah. So when I first logged on, I couldn't quite see everyone, and I couldn't even see who was talking. But I see it's Nate. It's really good to see you, and
You too, Mark.
Kevin as well. I haven't seen you on the Kirchen Mod since my mission, so it's great. That's wonderful. Oh, I think you're on mute, Kevin.
Elder Holyoke.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
It's good to see you too.
Yeah, good to see you.
Elder Holyoke, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
If you remember me, can you write some things down what you can still remember in that time when we served the mission together? Because my memory is not so good.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot. I remember it was your last city before you went home.
Mhm.
And he was only there for like I say, one transfer. And I remember we often went and visited with Frau Weber. She lived just like in the same building as us, and she would have us over for dinner often. And I remember one of the things I remember well from when we was together was, it seems like it was like one of the first days that you'd gotten there, and we were on bikes, and we was late for an appointment. So I was like hustling really fast to get to the appointment. And I think you was going at a faster rate than you was comfortable, but you didn't want to lose me because you didn't know the city. And I remember you talking to me about not going so fast after we got there.
Sounds like Sister Lake's conversations with President Lake.
Do you have a lead foot?
Was that Ludwigsburg, Frau Weber?
Oh, Wasn't it Hof?
Yeah, and Hof.
Oh, Hope, okay.
Was it Frau Weber that got personal visits from the Savior in his Sporthose?
Not that I know of.
We got caught at her house for about 6 hours at Christmas time one time. Yeah, that was exciting hearing those stories. Angels on the bus and things like that.
Hey, Marco,
Wow.
do you remember your first city? Foot.
Hof.
No, Hof was your last.
No.
Foot.
Okay.
With Elder Story or was Elder Lease? But in Foot.
No.
We spent many evenings together.
Okay. So that is. I don't know the English word for it, but it's too bad that my memory is not so good for the mission time on the mission time. So if anybody has pictures or stories about situations where when I were with him, and you have the opportunity to write it down. So then I have the memory written down, so I can maybe get it back in my brain. Is it possible?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do because I know we spent a lot of time together for that. I think it was 2 months.
I mean, I recognize your face and your name, but that's sorry, it's all.
No, that's fine. That's always good.
Elder or Marcos.
Yeah.
I had like a book that I on my mission, and I'd have all my companions write in it when we was transferred. And I have what you wrote in there. And if you give me an email or something, I could take a picture of it and send it to you.
Oh, that would be great. Ella, Eric Rogers has my email. So maybe we can if anybody has something, he can get it to Eric and he can send it to me. So that's maybe easier.
Okay.
Because I don't have had a camera on that time. Yeah, thank you. So I hadn't had the camera, so I don't have no pictures at all. So what can I say?
Yeah, I know that there's, a bunch of pictures in the Facebook site and the Facebook website, for this, for the Munich mission, but I was going to do the same for Scott Notches, because he lost all of his pictures, all of his mission pictures when he had sent them home, and his parents moved and they lost his pictures somehow.
Oh, that's too bad.
And so I was thinking, oh, it'd be great to get, the missionaries to, anybody who served or did anything with Scott, to get their pictures onto, a server somewhere, and we could get those over to him. But I just failed to really spend any time on that. But the pictures add a lot. I mean, if you have those, it does bring back memories for sure. So, and Marco, I don't know if we ever. I know we didn't serve together, but I'm just trying to remember
When did you serve, Elder Green or Marco?
Ich meine 84 bis 86.
Yeah, I think we were always like in different zones or something, because
Mhm.
So where do you live now, Marco?
Lübeck,
You're
North
still in
Germany
Lübeck.
on the
Alles Gute
Baltic
kommt
Sea.
aus Lübeck, yeah?
Marzipan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to move in different cities for working, but it doesn't work. So I'm still in Lübeck, and so I'm mm, because of my handicap, I'm retired from work. So there's no so much things what I can tell about me, and I'm happy that I'm married, and we have a daughter together, and my wife has a good job, so we can have a normal good life.
Are you confined to your home, Marco?
Pardon?
Are you confined to your home, or can you get out and about by yourself?
Oh no, I can go out, and I have a driver's license, so I can drive a car.
Oh, that's good.
Lübeck is a very cute town, though. I lived in Kiel, not too far from there, and it was fun during the summer when it stayed light so long.
Mm-hmm. And when you're on the Baltic Sea, I mean, it's not so impressioned, but for us in Schleswig-Holstein, we are between two oceans, and so they call it the land between the two oceans.
Yeah, it's good sailing up there.
Das Land zwischen den Meeren.
Yeah, ganz schön.
Nephi, where haven't you lived, it seems?
I'm pretty mobile. Yeah.
Sounds that way. That's awesome.
Well,
That was geez, that was 25 years ago that I lived in Kiel, though. That was quite a while.
What were you doing in Kiel?
I was helping out on an acquisition. Honeywell bought a small company up there, sonar company right on the lake. They used to build submarines there in the war, and so they had a lot of naval business. And so yeah, I spent a summer there. That was an internship when I was getting my MBA.
Now you're in Milwaukee. We have at least two missionaries I know from that area. Ken
Yeah. Hanson and Hatch.
Brady Hanson and Ken Hatch.
We had sisters in our ward until just recently, so I haven't met them yet, but they just switched out to elders, so maybe we'll get them coming through.
Those are missionaries that served with us.
Hatch and
Kent is a biology professor at University of Long Island, and Brady Hanson is a nuclear physicist in the Tri-Cities area.
Oh, I don't know either one of those. I knew some Hatches, but I don't think they're related. They left for Texas, though.
They would have come out just after you, several months after you.
Yeah, I remember Elder Hatch from the mission, but I don't know that he's ever come back to Milwaukee. I'm not from here, so I wouldn't know historically.
I don't think he went back there. And I know Brady's lived in Washington for ages now, so.
Well, it's been great to see all of you, and it sounds like you're all involved in doing good, and I'm proud of you and love you. And I have to leave. I'm going to visit a friend who's celebrating his 94th birthday today.
That's awesome.
And I need to get to them while they're still home. So I'm going to leave you, but it's been great to hear where you are and what you're doing. And
And we love you, Sister Life.
Oh, that feeling is mutual. So bye for now, and I hope to see you next month.
Okay, take care.
And you too.
Okay,
Bye now.
Bye, everyone.
bye.
Eric,
Sure.
I'll get those letters to you some way.
Yeah, I'll check in with you when I get back into town in November.
That's fine. Okay, thanks.
All right. Bye, everyone.
See you.
Bye.
Before everybody else heads off real quick, and I know this doesn't pertain to most, but Dellenbaugh is having a reunion this conference season. It's on their Facebook page for any people that overlapped Dellenbaugh Lake. Just an FYI.
Could you share that info? Did you already share that on the Facebook page?
I don't know if I did. I will. I'll put it on the lake page. Yeah, good idea.
Okay, cool.
Did
Thanks.
Sister Dellenbach pass away?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right.
I'm pretty sure not. I'm sure it would have been talked about on the
Yeah.
page, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.
Perfect. Bye, everybody.
Kevin,
Tschüss.
what have you been up to? If you're able to stay on.
What's who been up to?
Kevin?
Kevin, yeah.
Oh, Kevin. Okay, that's me. And I did, yeah, thanks. I was like, oh, I bet it's me. I've got to go see a client right now. I'm a therapist in Oregon, and so I've got a session that I've got to see everybody. But yeah, that's been my. I'll have to tell you more later. Are you all going to be here next month? I guess on.
I hope so. Yeah, I always try to do it.
I always forget.
Well, you're on here more than you know.
True.
So, all right. Well, it's good to see everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks for hosting, Eric.
You bet.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.